All right, I don't know how we'll title this segment. It might be around the clip I'm about to play you, or it might be around me using a video of Trump to destroy Trump's argument today. So depending on what we choose, we might title the video differently. Just giving that context as you jump into this, if you're watching the segments on YouTube. But this video, I guess from TMZ, is purporting to capture Trump screaming back at a protester. It says, watch, Trump shows his middle finger. I don't think that's what it shows. And appears to say F you after Ford worker yells pedophile protector. I mean, that's true. That is what Trump is doing right now.
Fact check, true.
Let's see if we can tell what happens in this clip. So that would be his pointer finger, but it does look like he's saying maybe F you. Then he does a thumbs up. So I think everyone's perceiving this as him going like, F you. I think his ears ain't working like they used to. And someone screams, you're a pedophile protector. And he's going, thank you. Thank you. I love you. Appreciate it. Which is worse to me. Either he's screaming as it's being reported, F you back at a protester saying pedophile protector. Or he's on video being called that and going, right on.
That makes so much more sense. I thought the thumbs up was his middle finger instead of his thumb.
Oh, let's see. I've never seen a middle finger pop up like that, where your knuckles are here and your middle finger is here.
It's very short. Very short finger.
Little finger. And you know what they say? Little hands. My hands are just fine, Trump once. I have no problem down there, I think is what Trump said. But let's move on to his speech. That was just an interesting viral moment we saw as we were beginning to record today's show. Here's a speech that was supposed to be on the economy in Detroit, where Trump's just berating us, telling us, shut up, it's good, everything's great, vote for me, or vote for my party. And here he says a statement that I think we don't even have to dispute ourselves. We can just use him in the past to dispute.
Over the past 12 months, almost every promise I made to you right here in 2024 has been kept. I've kept all my promises and much more. I mean, I've given you much more than I gave you promises, and I produced much more than I said I was going to produce. I gave you...
Let me quote him. Over the past 12 months, almost every promise made to you right here in 2024 has been kept. Correction, I kept all my promises. I kept all my promises. So now, again, I'll just show you him, which will destroy him. Title. But this is good. Stick around. We have a lot to go through in the segment from this event. But here's him during the 2024 campaign, or maybe during his victory rally.
We will achieve energy independence. We're going to drill a baby drill. We'll terminate the Green New Scam, and we'll cut your energy prices in half, 50%, within 1 year from January 20th. Is the fake news hearing that? What?
So while we continue watching this, please do click the subscribe button. It makes a big difference. It's free. It helps support what we do without any burden on your end other than subscribing and growing the audience of people who hear the message of this show. But one more time, listen to this, and then we'll see if he was correct on it. Because this is a very specific promise, and he's claiming he's kept all of his promises.
Your energy prices in half, 50%, within 1 year from January 20th. Is the fake news hearing that? Whoa! Look how much. Wow, that's a lot of fake news.
So 1 year from January 20th would be 7 days from now. And let's just say there's no chance, there's a snowball's chance in hell that Trump will cut, it's impossible, our energy prices in half in a week. Because that would be a year from his, that would be when his goal was set for. Energy bills in the United States have increased 13% since Trump took office. Increased 13%. And he said he was going to cut energy prices in half. Didn't happen. So he lied. Shockingly, he lied. And him on tape proves that. Then he said at the same speech that he took issue with Biden's coughing whenever Biden would deliver speeches. Leave the man alone, you know?
You ever noticed?
This is the quickest break from the video, then you'll be right back to it. Do not forget to order yourself my family business energy drink, Pep. You can go to drinkpep.com. That'll be linked in the description. And you can even save money by clicking that button and having it regularly be delivered on a monthly basis. Pretty cool if you drink these a lot and you've become like me, fixated on them. And the beautiful thing, unlike so many other beverages that give you energy, pep you up, that you kind of have guilt about being addicted to, these you don't have to. Gut friendly, no artificial sweeteners, none of that junk that a lot of other drinks put in it. Extremely high quality ingredients. Drinkpep.com. Support the family business. Get yourself some delicious and gut friendly energy.
You ever notice Joe would always cough before a speech? State of the Union, he gets, ladies and gentlemen. And then it would be like very short. Although the one time they had him spruced up pretty good. Remember, he was high as a kite.
Spruced up like a garden. Nice and spruced up. Now, I don't know exactly what Trump's... What's this?
Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. We made it. That's who we are. That's what makes America the most unique nation in the world. Literally, not figuratively. In fact, folks...
I tried so hard. Why did he not say happiness? And that's where we got this banger.
Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness.
Now, that was a blooper because we cut that out because I died laughing so hard. But hey, maybe he does cough. Maybe he did. Leave him alone. Now, and I think for all of Biden's faults, I'd rather an occasional life, liberty, pursuit of happiness than whatever the hell you call this from our current president.
And you see, I want to be more, but I have somebody watching. I want to be more abusive. I want to really, But she gets in it. Drops the thing, walks off the stage crying. Her mother's crying, her father's crying.
I'll take the coughing. I will take the coughing. Yeah. Ugh. Now, then you have Trump saying we're going to imprison fraudsters. That's weird. Because I'm looking at one.
They're all over the place. Last week we announced that I'm creating a brand new division at the Department of Justice, a legal strike force led by a really tough, smart new Attorney General for fraud. He's a fantastic young guy. He's so impassioned to do this properly. We intend to imprison any fraudster, politician, or public official involved in these sick plots to loot and pillage our country.
So, of course, he's talking about Minnesota, but Trump was found to have committed fraud. And then let me remind you, number one, that he keeps pardoning some of the biggest fraudsters. They just have to be of a certain identity group. Then he pardons them. And if they're wealthy buddies, if they're a part of a Somali community in Minnesota, then those are the people who should be held accountable. Whereas I think, regardless of your identity, you should be held accountable if you, as he said, loot our government services. But of course, this sums up the situation perfectly.
State court. So it's virtually impossible for him to prove that felony.
So if this is such a tough case for him to make, why is he bringing it?
Well, I think there's no question about it that he wants to humiliate President Trump.
So, of course, that clip is going viral, the one that I played before, because, yes, we should hold accountable fraudsters and politicians and not do whatever the heck Trump is doing, which is a very selective outrage when it comes to fraud. Then Trump's retribution against Jerome Powell for not leading the Fed in the way that Trump wants to, not lowering interest rates as quickly as Trump wants, has prompted a criminal investigation into Jerome Powell, supposedly for renovations, him misstating stuff on the renovations of the Federal Reserve building. But Trump says this.
If I had the help of the Fed, it would be easier. But that jerk will be gone soon.
So that jerk, you might remember, was appointed by a man named Trump. So it's interesting. Another example of him saying he knows all the best people and he's going to staff the government with the best people, and then he ends up feuding with said people that he selected. Then you have this.
But, and one of the reasons they're doing these fake riots, I mean, they're just terrible. I mean, you see it's so fake. Shame, shame, shame. You see the woman, that's all practice. They go practice. They go to areas, they take hotel rooms, and they all practice together. It's a whole scam. We're finding out who's funding all this stuff, too. We pretty much know. But in conclusion, as we liberate our country from...
Abrupt shift back. So this is a claim so many of Trump's defenders make, which is somehow people protesting Trump can never be real. It always has to be paid agitators. It always has to be rehearsed, coordinated schemes to make it look like people are upset with Trump, even though obviously these are authentic protests. And you can even see in the numbers, the country in general is just kind of fed up polling wise with Trump. So it makes sense people are protesting him. And then it would triple make sense whenever one of Trump's ICE goons kills somebody at a protest. Of course, there's going to be backlash and protests because of that. And this idea that like it has to be George Soros coordinated, or they have to go to hotel rooms and learn how to say shame, shame, which is what he said. She goes, shame, shame. That was all rehearsed. That's a pretty easy one to impromptu figure out. Let me just tell you. And then you have him making this claim again.
Executive order. We're doing most favored nation drug prices. When we would have drug prices stay the same, everybody thought it was great. They're going to be coming down thousands of percents.
Thousands of percent. Still trying to get my head around that one mathematically. Remember Howard Lutnick was asked, hey, so you can't lower a price of something more than 100%. How are you going to lower it thousands of percent? That would mean the drug companies are paying people. And he goes, oh, please, you're being ridiculous. Obviously, what he's saying is that from the standpoint of if it went up, then if it were down, then the down to go back up would be a lot of percent. So then if you flip it, then the down means thousands. It's pretty simple. God. Then Trump touring a Ford automotive plant in Michigan says this after a reporter asks him about, the trade policy he's engaging in could impact the raw materials coming from Canada, for example, to the United States that then these car companies use. And Trump gets this confused with rare earth and starts talking about how rare and raw aren't so rare. Like a poem.
Admits that I was right on tariffs. And I hope that we win the Supreme Court case.
Mr. President, what about the raw materials coming in from countries like Canada? How do these companies deal with the fact that those
Well, we get it, but we have a lot of our own raw materials. And, the word raw and rare are a little bit of a misnomer. They're not very rare. We have a lot of places that want to sell us material, and we get it from a lot of different countries, and we have a lot of rare earth and raw materials.
So he just doesn't even know what's happening, and it reminded me of this. He hears raw materials, he goes, well, raw, rare, not so rare, but raw, rare. And in his Oval Office meeting with Zelensky, he kept calling, in this case, rare earth elements, raw earth, which would just be dirt.
We have security in a different form. We'll have workers there digging, taking the raw earth so that we can create a lot of great product in this country.
How does this provide long-term security for Ukraine?
Well, we don't know exactly how much because we're going to be putting some money in a fund that we're going to get from the raw earth that we're going to be taking and sharing in terms of revenue. So it's going to be a lot of money will be made from the sale and from the use of raw earth. And
so this face on Zelensky is him thinking, English is not my first language, but I think you are mistaking raw for rare. He's like, dude, you have only spoken English your whole life and you suck at it, is what Zelensky's saying to Trump. Now, this is a total miscellaneous clip. I don't know why it cracked me up. Ron DeSantis is just charisma. Take charisma, okay? And then just murder it. Just absolutely just bam, bam, murder charisma. And then whatever is left is Ron.
Now, as that Seminole wind blows from the Okeechobee all the way up to Micanopy, water flows.
I got an Okeechobee. You can Mickawaga. Come on, Ron. Come on. So good. You set us up. Jaden said, do it. Do the Ogawa joke.
Now, as that Seminole wind blows from the Okeechobee all the way up to Micanopy, water flows south to Florida Bay.
Who's so good? Why are they so chubby? That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. Excuse me. I know those are real. I know. Shh.
Where sanity levels are the healthiest in decades and coastal communities are protected against the discharging of polluted water into the surrounding estuaries. Even the flamingos have returned inside the glades.
If they put this speech in a book, they'd have to ban it for explicit content. You're going to talk about flamingos discharge? That's raunchy, Ron. That's raunchy.
Surrounding estuaries. Even the flamingos have returned inside the glades. This has been the largest environmental restoration in the entire country.
Good job. Okay. Whew, we have fun. And then I'm just so sick of all of the Trump White House social media feeds like this. The milk mustache is back, and it's Trump with a milk mustache. Drink whole milk. And then, of course, the advice of eat real food, like not ultra processed food, but stuff you could actually make in your kitchen, like not microwavable, is fine. That's one of the rare things that Bobby's saying that's fine. But then they make these edits and it makes me somehow want to advocate for ultra processed foods. It's like, what is happening to me?
My message is clear. Eat real food.
This is what an avocado looks like. Ooh, that's a good udder. I love that. Eat real food. And it's like, here's examples of real food in case you're stupid. You might not want to eat broccoli, but with this beet, do you wanna? So you don't like turkey, but what about the sick beet drop? Does that make you want to eat turkey? Okay, moving on.